Girls of Reddit, what is an unspoken rule of girl code? If a girl is being harassed, or you overheard someone else planning to do something to her, you don't leave her alone. I was on the bus once, and this random girl came up to me and hugged me. As she did so, she whispered to me and said the group of guys in the back were talking about jumping me and my group of friends for our phones. I will forever thank that girl. One girl was being catcalled on the train and the guy wouldn't leave her alone. So I sat next to her and began making small convo as if we were friends. The guy eventually left. Never leave each other alone. If their strap is twisted, untwist it. Always carry extra feminine products and extra hair ties. And if she's being harassed, you just link up and walk with her. No questions asked. Also, my daughters have a literal code. If they ever text me the secret code, I will drop everything I'm doing and call them immediately. Make up a major crisis and demand to come get them immediately. Make it 100% my fault, but give them an immediate out to any situation they don't feel able to simply walk away from. The 5-minute rule. If it can be fixed in 5 minutes or less, tell her. If it can't, bloat situation etc., then there's no need to say anything, because it will literally only make her feel bad. As far as I've ever seen, every girl knows the look. The look is a look a girl gets on her face when she is in a situation that she doesn't want to be in. It's part help me and part get me out of here. When you see this look, you step in. Doesn't matter if you know the girl or not. 100%. I've only once been rejected, called a weird bitch, by the girl I was helping, and I still think she wanted help, but then changed her mind. That's once from hundreds of times I've helped. If someone asks for a sanitary product, you hand one over. Doesn't matter who they are, or if you don't like her. If you've got it, you give it. Did this for a random girl in a club, and that good feeling lasted all night. Sisterhood, man. This could be a trend across genders too, but when a girl says they love something you are wearing, you always tell her where you bought it and how much it was, and especially if you got it for a discount. Lipstick on their teeth. Eyeliner in the corner of their eye. Skirt tucked into pantyhose. You let them know without making a huge deal about it. When I was in college, I was walking uphill to class from my apartment with about a dozen people walking behind me. A girl suddenly appeared and pulled me aside, and before she even opened her mouth, I was like, "Is my dress tucked into my tights?" She nods. I try to laugh it off while untucking my skirt and wishing the earth would open up and swallow me whole, and we continue on our way. The same thing happened again later that same day. Oof. Dunno if it's any consolation, but there was one day I was caught with my fly open 7 times in a single day. It wasn't until I got home that I finally realized I wasn't just absent-mindedly unzipping my pants. It was broken the whole time. If another girl comes over to you and pretends to know you, no questions asked. We've been friends for 30 years and haven't seen each other in 5. And always give a tampon if you have one and someone needs one. Edit. Never lend tampons. Always give. If you get breast cancer, let as many people as possible feel your lump so they know what they are looking for. Before my mastectomy, my breast made a lot of new free, and CLE detection can mean the difference between life and death. In February, I was diagnosed with oral cancer, base of tongue. Before surgery I had my teeth cleaned. I had a dentist feel the lump so he would know. Oral cancer screening is common practice during dental exams, but they generally don't check that far back. I had surgery, chemo plus radiation, and I'm currently clear of any signs of cancer. If she's dating a known abuser, take turns getting her out of the house. Play cards. Shop for shoes. Ask her to help you lay out the garden. Make pie. Never broach the subject yourself. Just make sure she knows she's welcome anytime, day or night, with or without advance notice. I've been going through this with a friend and I've learned that always focusing on the good, her value, her skills, loving on her, and also telling her the truth nicely when they ask for advice about their relationship has really helped her a lot as she slowly tries to leave. If there's a red spot on her pants, you tell her discreetly and immediately. Edit. A lot of guys are asking what to do if they see a woman with a blood stain. You have two options. You could tell her yourself, which may or may not be appreciated depending on the woman. Or you could simply ask another woman to tell her. I love how many guys wanna help look out for the ladies who end up in this predicament. This. My so-called friends didn't tell me it bled into my khaki pants in grade 10. It took a little girl on the bus home asking me what had sat in for me to realize. I was so upset. Dude, here. I asked a girl I had a crush on in 7th grade if she sat in ketchup. Didn't realize what the real deal was for weeks and weeks afterward. Still one of the most horrifying memories for the both of us. If you walk into the bathroom and the girl in there is being quiet, you do your business and leave as quickly as you can. Girl is trying to poop. You help other women who seem to be in trouble. When I was a teenager, my mom and I went to Walmart to get groceries. We split up to save time and a man started stalking me through the aisles. I finally got out to a main area and saw a lady with 2 kids. Walked right up to her and stood as close as possible. She was confused, but when I made a motion at the guy, she understood. She loudly thanked me for getting the milk and called me honey. Also referred to her son as my brother. Once the guy left, she stayed with me until I saw my mom, and then stayed where she was until I got to my mom and motioned that I was okay. That lady deserves an award for helping me that day. If your friend gets back with her shitty ex, you always support your friend, but you also tell her the truth and say if the relationship is toxic, no matter how many times. SMDH. And the older you get, you learn not to vent your full opinion on him immediately after the breakup, because they will probably get back together and she will resent what you said and you, because of cognitive dissonance. This one especially applies to college girls. If you're at a party and you see a girl doing something she might regret the next day due to drinking way too much, you go over there and make sure she's okay and watch the drinks. If you can, make sure nothing gets accidentally slipped in them. Holy shit, you just reminded me of a time in college I was drinking at a frat house party and they had a pre-made punch with vodka. I drank at least 4 of them and don't remember anything else. I woke up the next morning in a dorm room with a girl sleeping in the other bed and one on the floor that I only barely knew. Turns out the vodka was actually Everclear and one of the frat guys was trying to drag me up to his room when a couple girls saw and took me to their room. Really grateful for them. There's 2 types of rules in this thread. 1. Be kind humans to each other. 2. Try to prevent people from getting raped. Always give each other tampons and pads when needed. No women left behind at the club. You look out for and take care of your girls and don't let random men drag them away without their explicit permission. Much like a code among smokers, you can ask anyone smoking to bum one. There are no barriers among complete strangers. If she likes your dress / glasses / haircut / etc. You receive the compliment with delight and immediately give details as to how to acquire the same. Then you move on again like the total strangers that you are. I had a woman just ask me once how I wash my hair. I have curly hair, so it's a big thing to know your routine. And I spent 10 minutes speaking to a complete stranger on the streets of DC, like she was my BFF about co-washing, hair twisting, hair products, and all that jazz. One caveat to this is that if there is a significant age difference between the compliment giver, being the older one, and the receiver, then there is a chance it might not be received well. It's a fine line. Close bracket. I was at a very serious business convention, suits and all, talking to a vendor who was explaining how her program worked. Lots of big words. Most serious. After she finished, I thanked her and wondered if, perhaps, she could let me know how she got her curls so perfect and full. Mine were so flat in comparison. Close bracket. It was like a light switch. This serious government programmer turned into my 13-year-old squealing bestie as she told me her step-by-step hair care and gave me pointers. To this day I still use her advice and my curls are bangin'. Thank you. Random business convention lady. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.